Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss the chances for each of us to ever live in Kentucky. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Demetrius Kane, Kathy Poole, and Nate Weiniger.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hello. So, we're going to be talking today about will any of us live in Kentucky? Some of us, all of us, none of us. We'll get to that after the break. For right now, Kathy said there's something she want to talk about. What is that, Kathy?
The state of California is banning the red dye used on Cheetos. You can't sell Cheetos in schools.
Okay.
So do they not, you're in a school, don't they see that this is how, bootleggers are born?
Sure.
Because those kids
I'd hustle the Cheetos out of your backpack.
Oh, yeah.
Watch out, California. I'm going to come to town.
Yeah. That sounds very entrepreneurial. Yeah.
Does anybody have a hookup on Cheetos?
No, but we could probably.
There's
we could find some.
LA distributor not far from where I'm at. I could probably find somebody.
We need truckloads of them. When did that go into effect? Do we have
I don't know. I don't know that it'll even work.
So, Kathy, is it the color? So, if they take the red dye out, because the red dye shouldn't be a flavor. If they just do fiery Cheetos without the dye in it, can those still be sold in California, or is it a combination of the hot flaming Cheetos and the dye itself?
Just the color that makes them the red that they are.
Is it
so do
red
you think Cheetos will then make a California style?
I would think, because I would think they
Cheetos?
got to be popular. I mean, they're popular everywhere. I would assume that, they're not going to just be like, well, I guess we can't just sell this anymore. I would assume they'll make, and maybe they change it everywhere. Yeah, maybe it's,
So they won't be red anymore.
California is not in charge of the United States, but they end up making a lot of the laws because they have the most, barbaric laws, and they make everything to the extreme. And then you're like, well, I don't want to do it just for this state, and then the 49 other ones have different rules. So we end up doing a lot of things just complying to what California does. So de facto, they do make a lot of our laws and how things are done and how people comply within those laws.
Do you remember when they got rid of red M&Ms?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's always good to see California focusing on things that absolutely matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking Brownsville, man. These fucking guys, I don't understand it, man. And a lot
I've been
of
up at night worrying about
California-
the Cheetos situation. I've been like, what the hell are we doing with the Cheetos? No one's addressing it. And then California steps
Kids
up.
are eating flaming hot Cheetos. How can we get them to stop?
Right.
I will say this, though. We've had a lot of people move from California to Colorado, so we're starting to see, unfortunately, some of these fucking retarded, harebrained ideas. But the thing they did out here is they took soda. Now on the kids menu, you can only get milk and water. and kids are not allowed to order anything outside of milk and water in restaurants now.
Like legally, if the parent says, I want to get a Coke for the kid, they can't. Really?
Yeah, I
mean, if you give them sips of yours, do the soda police come and arrest
probably get arrested? I don't know. Maybe go to prison for like 20 years. I'm not sure what the law
probably
is.
just a Happy Meal. They probably said, we can't give you a child-sized Coke. But I'm like, fine, they're going to get a fucking medium today. Have a good day, kid. Like, it's getting a bigger one.
It's just going to create a lot of awesome videos, I'm sure. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean.
That's crazy.
I get it. Like, there's an obesity problem, allegedly, in the country, you know.
Sure.
But,
I don't know anybody who's obese, but, yeah.
I mean, I'm always about, you get to choose, you know.
Sure.
But, to not have Cheetos. I mean, I've heard, you know, red dye, I guess, whatever causes cancer or something like that, allegedly. So, but, you know, if you wanted to eat red Cheetos until you're, you know, dead, I guess it's a right, I would think. But what are you going to do?
Well, maybe not. Not in California.
So I need to know why Cheetos are being singled out, because red dye is in a lot of things. Like,
I know.
Colors and everything else.
You start with the Cheetos and you go from there.
The thing is that the law specifies that they can't sell them in schools, but you can still get them on the shelves at the store.
Yeah, no. So they did this when I was in high school too, in Indiana. So we used to have actual vending machines of like pop, like Mountain Dew machines in the school. And they made a state law saying you cannot sell this to children. So then we only had fruit juice and water machines, which fruit juice is just as bad as fucking pop is. So I don't know what they were trying to accomplish.
Ours were turned off until after school hours.
Really?
So the vending machines were there, but you couldn't purchase anything.
I went to Oakville. Anything went. We you buy soda. I tell you what, I went to the school the greatest time to be alive. You could buy soda in the machine. You could buy crap for lunch, and you go on to the smoking area to have a cigarette after all.
Yeah,
that's smoking area.
So they did this, the vending machines, but we had a thing called the bookstore, which you could go buy like notebooks and pens and paper, but they also sold snacks. And I literally lived on like Mountain Dew and Skittles. My mom would send me lunch money for like cafeteria lunch. I was like, 8 Mountain Dew and Skittles every day. My junior year.
Put it on your prison account. Yeah.
You know what? I just read that it actually allegedly there was a studies that said it caused ADHD, but now that's being refuted. So it is interesting to why they are going after that.
Yeah.
So I think we're looking at this from the wrong way.
Okay.
Clearly they have not researched what happened during Prohibition. I think just imagine all that lunch money that we could collect.
Yeah.
We don't need to do anything nefarious. We could just simply deal Cheetos.
The Al Capone of Cheetos.
Yeah. You know, it's like, this is being recorded. We should really stop that conversation.
Well, you know, there's going to be a kid in every school.
Oh, yeah.
Who's going to be the Cheeto connection.
Oh, yeah. Hook me up. Yeah.
I could get a box truck, drive out to, you know, the amount of money we could make. I'm just saying, just think the ABV shop. We can put one on every street corner.
Cheeto shop. Yeah. We got the real deal. Whole red dye and everything. Yeah. Well, so.
We could probably hawk some Mountain Dew out while we're at it. Code Red Mountain Dew.
Sure.
That'd
be Washington.
I just think it's hilarious that in Colorado, that you guys were like one of the first states that made weed legal, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course.
And now the kids can't have a pop at a restaurant. Like when you're a kid, going to a restaurant, well, for us growing up anyway, maybe everybody goes all the time now, but it was a special event and getting a soda was part of that. Like I
get a little root beer or a sassafras.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, don't try it out here.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. All right. Well, on that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Demetrius. His first show of the night. We're 3 shows in here. He's number 1. He's fresh.
He's probably completely sober.
He's completely sober and fresh. What do you got there, buddy?
Yeah, I've got like 18 barrels deep. So none of the corks popped appropriately, but they tasted all delicious. So that's what I started with, and we're going to continue with that.
Okay. No.
Until I go home.
Okay. No, he's literally no cork pop. He's got his 18 barrels. He's thorough. So I've got Elijah Craig 12.
That's a good one, Steve.
Clifford bottle. I think I can do a bottle kill here. What do you think? Is this
Go for it?
Yeah, you got to kill it, but you got to tell people it's front age stated.
Yeah, front age stated. The big 12 on there. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. So my last one of these, by the way. I don't have any more of these.
European bottle?
Yes, it is. It is.
Okay.
European bottle, 700 mil. Yeah. Yes, it is. So white on the set. Oh,
Pretty good for being so low.
yeah, I agree. I think that's solid. I could win this thing, especially if Nate talks over everybody else's. So, yeah. Hey.
Maybe that's my new tactic.
All right, Nate, what do you got?
I'm going with the 5280 Whiskey Society Old Forester pick. So It's the 100. All right. Yep. Zero.
That was all desk.
Desk.
That was all desk.
Yeah.
All right, Kathy, what do you got?
I'm going to open up this Golden Beaver Pacific Flyway that I picked up at the ABV Barrel Shop today.
Oh, yes, it's our latest product.
Let me get it. Oh!
Honestly, I didn't.
This?
It's glass. It's glass.
Oh.
Those do come out tough.
They usually don't even make noise. That was impressive, really.
No, not as good as mine. I've got the lead, McNew. You're last but not least.
I'm going to go with some Remus.
No, not enough. Is that the ABV Barrel Shop pick?
It's not. No, I just grabbed this at
That sucks. Then. Cheers, guys. All right. All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about Kentucky. Will any of us be living there at some point? We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com.
Hi, this is Rick Brenner, and you are listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Shouldn't it be the legend?
Maybe.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about the state of Kentucky and will any of us be moving there?
Yes, we are. So I want to go just around the horn here and see if people are interested in living there. And if the answer is no, the answer is no. If the answer is yes, I want to hear the details. Where are you thinking about? Where you'd like to live and those type of things. And then I want to know, are we talking full time? Are we talking part time, splitting time with somewhere else? What would be the plan? So let's start with Kathy. Kathy, could you see yourself living in Kentucky at some point?
Absolutely. I've got, there's so many different ways you could do it.
Yeah.
I love the quaint, like little town feeling of Bardstown.
Uh-huh.
We were there and we went into just this diner on the square, and there are these two old guys sitting next to the front door who probably meet there for breakfast every day. They each get like a pancake and 12 million cups of coffee.
Right.
And they talk to everybody. I love that feel.
You get that at the barrel shop with Jim and I, though.
I love the city life of Louisville. I love that all the main, the Whiskey Row is there and there's so much to do. And then they've got all those, I know they call them lakes, but it's really the river that runs through with all that lake front property. Can you imagine living on a lake in Kentucky? It would be fantastic.
Be glorious, as they say. Yeah. So are you talking if you make the move, you'll have to decide between Bardstown and Louisville then? Is that what you're...
Maybe I start someplace and go to the next place and
see how it goes.
Win $1 billion lottery and...
Okay. Now, we can't do the lottery show because
okay.
This is based on realism. So
based on realism.
Would you like to live there full time, or would this be part-time split somewhere else?
Well, if we're doing it realistically, I can't afford 2 houses. So I would have to commit to Kentucky if I go to Kentucky.
If she goes to Kentucky, she's all in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Demetrius, there's no way Demetrius can move anywhere. So I would have to say him's the only one I know that has to be a no, because he's roped into his business, and he's not enamored with Kentucky like us, I don't think, because he's got his own thing going on. His own great whiskey to make. So, but Demetrius, tell us, you have some family history in Kentucky. Isn't even a town named after your family in Kentucky?
I think it's a non-incorporated anymore, but it's Kentucky.
Sure, that's real. I live in non-incorporated Oakville, and that's a town.
Yeah, that's how Nobleton's is. We're in unincorporated Union, Missouri.
Yeah,
but no, I think I don't think it's a town anymore, but it's. We actually have, if you look back at pre-Prohibition records, we have, like it's sometimes, it's like some of our family worked in different rick houses prior to Prohibition.
Right.
And that's where Kane's store comes from. So we ran, a milling operation there. And so we have some history there and stuff. But we,
you've got a very young family. So, typically people when they're talking about moving, aren't doing so when they've got 5 kids or whatever you got.
Yeah,
but is there a scenario down the road where you're like, maybe after I retire and maybe I won't get it?
I don't think so. We're lucky enough not only to be building our business here, but we're also building our business on my family. So we go back to 1824 in Missouri on my mother's side, and that's where all the distilling comes from. And so the land that we own here, right outside of Union, on the Bourbon River. Is 685 acres of my family's original homestead that was 2,000 acres back in the 1820s. So, for us, it's kind of having the opportunity to come back and purchase land that was owned 200 years ago by my family.
Right.
That was a better cork pop than yours, Steve. That was my ice. But so for me, it's like, I don't think we'd ever move there. I love Kentucky. I think Kentucky's a beautiful, beautiful state.
Right.
And I would say for the exact same reasons I love Missouri, I love Kentucky. It's great water, beautiful scenery, and they're very similar climates. But I don't think we would be one of those that would move.
Okay. I didn't think so. I wouldn't think there's a scenario where you would move. McNew, how about you?
So I actually still have my 859 number from Northern Kentucky. Never changed that when I moved back. So I like to say I lived on the Kentucky side of Cincinnati because I really was right across the river. A lot of my friends are still there. I could go back. I love Kentucky, but if I did, it would probably be more towards the Louisville end of things, and not so much the Cincinnati end of things. But honestly, if I moved, I'm really pushing hard for some place where it's always summer, and Kentucky's weather is similar to here, so I would probably not go back.
Okay. You want to go to Arizona, famously.
I want to go to Arizona. Also, I really want to go to Palm Springs, but I cannot afford that. So Arizona seems like a nice runner-up.
Palm Springs, jeez.
It's so pretty in mid-century modern houses and the palm trees and the mountains. I could do cacti in mountains.
Have you ever even been to Palm Springs?
No, it's like a little fantasy of mine. I like the idea of it. Like it's like celebrity playground, desert. I love that. So no.
The Shag store. Shag's got a store out there.
No, I just like the imagery. I'm like, you're looking out a window, you have a pool, there's mountains in the distance, there's a palm tree, and it's beautiful. I want that for me. I want to wake up and see that
Have
every
you been
day.
to Arizona? Have you ever been to Arizona?
No, but I like the imagery. I want to go. I just don't want to be in Indiana in the winter anymore because I literally want to.
You may want to vacation there first before you commit to just moving there.
Committed. Pack the U-Haul and go. We're in.
Okay, that'll be fun. That'll be interesting. I can't wait to see McNew in Arizona in July. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Don't do well here in the winter. Like
McNew
Indiana
melting. It's a melting McNew.
Air conditioners exist, and I'll have a pool. It'll be fine.
Okay. We'll see.
The pool will feel like a hot tub.
Yeah.
It's fine. I want to be baked like leather. I don't care if I have leather. Love it.
Baked like leather.
Yeah. All right. I'm curious about Nate. I would think that the answer would be yes. He'd like to at some point get some sort of, maybe not a home base, but a place there. But we'll see. Nate, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, definitely considered it a few times. I let an opportunity slip that I wish I hadn't. Back about 6 years ago, there was a loft for sale right across from where Old Forester is now in Whiskey Row, right down in town, Louisville. And it was very reasonable, about $300,000. I think it was about $275 back then, and now it's, I think, listed at $1 million. So, yeah, that would have been a nice opportunity. But I think if I was going to go to Kentucky, I'm either going to be on the water, on the river, like up at Sparta. You know, I had my camper there for a year.
Right.
So, and I did stay out in my camper when I was out there, and I'd go out near the racetrack out there, the old the NASCAR track that they had stopped running. But I think if I moved to, I like Bardstown, like no question about it. It's got its charm. Yeah. And I think I'd go to Lebanon. I think Lebanon for me is
Lebanon's a good one too. Yeah,
I think it's. I mean, it's great. You got some distilleries there. You got Independent Stave Company there. But you know, I fell in love with that place just going out to Limestone Branch Distillery and just sitting on that patio and having cigars. That's just a beautiful place, man. There's a lot of stuff coming in around there too. Jefferson's getting built in there and some different things. But I like the people there and I like the people in Kentucky. So it would be a second home, though, Steve. Not a. I wouldn't move out of Colorado. I'd keep my place in Colorado. But
Colorado.
Yeah.
I'd like to myself also get to Kentucky at some point. I mean, I've got my house lined out already. I know where it's going to be. It was right across from Royce there, that one that's right there. I want that place. And Royce says, if you want to make a move, he thinks he could help me negotiate and buy the place. But I don't want to make the, yeah. What's that?
The place with the snake charmers? Which one?
That one right across there looks like a little log cabin. They had like a trailer on there for a while. Then they built a small home, which is kind of cool. Yeah, that's the one I want right there because you can keep an eye on it. Having a second home. I don't want it to be my primary home. I'm not going to live in Kentucky. If I'm going to change primary homes, it's going to be in Florida. I'm going to be where the weather's nice, and Kentucky is not any nicer, maybe worse than St. Louis. So I certainly don't want to. I don't want to go backwards when it comes to weather. I just like to be in the area because there's a lot of things I want to do in Kentucky. But it would be part of a 2 or 3 home situation. I'd like the Florida home base, still something in St. Louis, different than my house now, but something in St. Louis, and then in something in Kentucky too. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I have no idea what's going to happen in the future, but it'd be nice to think about. I like being in Kentucky for sure. And, hanging out with my buddy Royce would be fun. There'll probably be guns shooting, I would think, involved. So, plenty of shooting guns. So, yeah, nothing wrong with that, right?
No, I mean, it's, you got that. They have that, like, golf course, but it's with shotguns.
Yeah.
Have you done that with them where you go and it's like each one's a hole and it's like skeet shooting?
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. Yeah,
that's fun. So there you go. There you go. That's our take on Kentucky. How about yours, audience? Is it a place that you want to end up? And if so, do you have a plan? We'll see what happens. All of us other than Demetrius kind of interested. We'll see. I'll have Demetrius come up and he can hang out at my place when I get a place up there. He can come and hang out with me, and I'll be up there. Me, you, and Royce. That'll be fun. We'll be rolling around in some of his hot rods and shooting guns and drinking whiskey. It ain't bad. It ain't a bad life. All right, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. KK, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at KKCastStrength.
Nate.
Find me on Instagram at 5280 Whiskey and at Hidden Barn.
All right, Demetrius.
You can find me at Nobleton's Distilling on Instagram and Facebook, or at Demetrius Kane on Instagram or Facebook.
All right, McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, abvnetwork.com. That's when you got to check out everything that we do is out there. We keep you up to date on all things ABV Network at abvnetwork.com. Other than, of course, our events. You can check out Bourbon Palooza to check those out. Bourbonpalooza.com, a new website for the ABV Network where we have all of our events and activities going on. Cool stuff. And we're definitely worth checking out. Come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop. We've always got new barrel picks coming in. We're doing all kinds of events. We keep track of all of that on our website at abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you're in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.